In meeting.
I just don't think he's going to be able to hear Megan.
We can fiddle with it. This meeting's going. Means I don't have anything to do. Could be doing data entry with Rod over this. That's what I've been doing all day. Cheryl's vacation and the water due dates.
The sound cuts out. All right, everybody, thanks for the patience. I'm going to call our Tuesday, September 6th Common Council meeting to order. Megan, will you please take the roll?
Davis,
Here.
Lampy,
Here.
Ritten,
Here.
Bartz,
Here.
Lick,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Schmidt,
Here.
Wetzel,
Here.
Romline.
Here.
And if you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the first item on our agenda is the minutes of the council meeting from August 16th. Does anyone have any comments or questions on those minutes? All right, then let's go to comments and suggestions from citizens present. If anyone in the audience or virtually would like to address the council, you can do so now. All right, then let's go to reports. You all have the Main Street Board minutes from June 21st, the Joint Review Board minutes of June 24th, Main Street from July 19th, Main Street from August 16th, Plan Commission from August 22nd, and Site Plan Review from August 22nd. Comments or questions on any of those minutes? All right, then let's go to communications and recommendations. Our first is employee recognition. You have a list in your packets, and I'd like to recognize those who are unable to join us. The first is Jeff Doyle from our Park and Rec Department for 20 years of service, Kyle Esmeyer from our Fire Department for 20 years of service, and Carol Quest from the Health Department for 20 years of service. And even though they're not here, I'll just say all three of those people are people I have worked with many times, and I'm just so appreciative of everything that they've given to the city and the years of service they've given. They are really kind of foundational members of this team. So thank you to them for their service. And then one of our members is present with us this evening, and that's Max Alexander. Max, you want to come up? Max is celebrating 5 years, and I believe Lisa is attending virtually. There she is. So Max, you can come on up. And Lisa's going to share a little bit about Max. I'm going to send right here.
Is he up there? Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Okay. This is Matt with the Fire Station. I just wanted to. Oh, yes, it's Matt. Oh, Matt.
I'm just going to go with it.
He created the original for our cable channel. Recently, he went to the workforce the next work. That's for the members. He's also responsible for production that he thinks the technical aspects and the artistic aspects of that as well. And in addition to that, he's great at the behind-the-scenes stuff too, the little details that we do every day, channel scheduling, message boards, all of that. Things that seem small, but they could be very big. So, in addition to that, and it doesn't hurt, Max is a very creative, amazing baker, and sometimes he brings the treats as well. We all appreciate that. So thank you for that as well. Just thank you in general for being part of the team. We couldn't do a lot of what we do without you, and we're happy that you stuck around for 5 years, and we'll hopefully stick around for many more.
Very good. Let's welcome. And we'll make sure Lisa sends you the comments we did here. So, thanks, Max. Thanks, Lisa. All right. Next on the agenda is a town square update. You all should have that update in your packets. Alex is on remotely if you guys have any questions. Anything that you'd like to hear from Alex? All right, very good. Let's go then to our Main Street program update. And why don't we do the Historical Society update while we're at it?
I thought that would be handy.
Thank you.
I'll make it an easy transition.
Okay.
So we'll talk about the Main Street program first. So as you know, I'm Melissa Lampy. I'm the Executive Director of the Watertown Main Street program. Our office is located at 519 East Main Street. So we're 3/4 of the way through the year, and there's been a lot going on downtown. So far, we've seen 5 new businesses open. we've seen 4 business relocations within the downtown. 5 downtown buildings have been sold, and we have seen 14 building improvement projects that are completed or are close to nearing completion, and there's still a few more yet to be completed this year. Hopefully, you all noticed that in August, we funded the repainting of the downtown street clock, which looks beautiful. We're working to decoratively paint the sidewalk barriers across the Main Street Bridge. That's something that Alderperson Dana Davis is leading on behalf of the Main Street program. And I don't know if you've noticed yet, but there's a new mural being painted on the side of Drager's Floral, which looks spectacular so far. And all these projects, of course, are in conjunction to the great work the city is doing downtown with the town square nearing completion, and of course, the Main Street road surface being improved this fall. So some upcoming events. From September 12th to the 22nd, we are going to hold our Art on Main banner auction online only this year. So if there's any of the beautiful art banners that have hung downtown all summer that you would like, you'll be able to go to jonesauctionservice.com to place your bid for those. We're hosting a special event at Turner Hall called Music for Murals on September 24th. This event will feature Cold Sweat and the Brew City Horns, which is a fantastic live music band. And all the funds raised at that event will go toward helping to restore the existing murals downtown, many of which are about 20 years old and are starting to show their age. We're planning Pumpkin Palooza for Saturday, October 29th. This is our huge Halloween family-friendly event with the Main Street Trick or Treat. Special this year, we are teaming up with the Redevelopment Authority to also host the soft opening of the town square that day. So there's a whole list of activities at the table for the alderpersons that lists the schedule of events for that day. Of course, Women's Only Weekend, which is a staple for the Main Street program, returns November 18th through 20th. And then we also organize Santa House, which will open the night of the Christmas Parade of Lights on November 26th. And of course, ongoing for the Main Street program is the Watertown Farmers Market, which is every Tuesday at Riverside Park through the end of August. And hopefully you were watching Fox 6 News this morning and saw our live feed from the market. So we had Brian Cramp there interviewing myself and a bunch of vendors, and it was a really fun day at the Farmers Market. So that's all I have for the Main Street program. So turning to the Watertown Historical Society, I wear both hats. So at the Main Street program, I'm the paid staff, and at the Historical Society, I am the volunteer board president. And because the Watertown City Council financially supports both these organizations, I wanted to be able to give you an update on both tonight. So we are enjoying a very strong 83rd tour season. So when we take people through the museum, we tell them that we've been open consistently to the public since 1939. I mean, and to me, that is a lifetime for some people, and that is historic in itself. So we're very proud of that. We hosted 3 very successful Music at the Museum outdoor concerts. This is our second year of doing that. Those events drew a combined 700 attendees to the museum, and we had 3, again, beautiful weather nights for us. We've welcomed about 1,500 visitors since May for museum tours. They come from all across the U.S., plus several other countries, and this year we have seen visitors from Japan, China, England, and Brazil. So we like to track where they come from. So when people come in to purchase their tickets, we always have a volunteer who runs the tour center, and then we keep a little chart. We ask them, where are you from? How did you hear about us? And just some other questions. So many come to Watertown specifically for the museum. They're normally traveling, and they hear about us through the AAA guidebook, or they see our signs on Highway 26, or they Google house museums or attractions. And then once they're with us, we always encourage them to go do something else in the city. So we push a lot of people to the downtown restaurants and to the downtown stores. We have seen many visitors this year who are new residents to Watertown, which I think is really, really positive. And we're also the first impression for most people when they come to this community. Of course, City Hall is the first impression stop, the Chamber office is the first impression, but we're getting people on holiday, and we always sell the city, and we hope that we encourage them to come back. And we've also hoped that some of our positive talk about the city has encouraged people to consider living here as well. So it's just it's a really, really nice place to be, because you're getting people who think very highly of your city, and we always hear such positive comments. So in addition to our museum activities, we provide a very valuable resource as a historical reference library. So we receive inquiries on our Watertown Historical Society Facebook page and through our website on a daily basis from people seeking historical information about the city or about their families, and we provide this information to them free of charge. So upcoming events that help support our mission, we of course have our annual Ice Cream Social and First Brigade Band Concert on Sunday, September 18th at the museum. We'll host our annual Christmas play on November 26th and 27th. This year, we're a featured stop on the Holiday Parade of Homes on Sunday, December 4th, which is a wonderful event. And then on Saturday, September 24th, this is a private event, but we are hosting an outdoor wedding reception, which is the first time we're doing this. And this is something we'd like to do much more of, is lease the Octagon House out for special events, host special events on the grounds, and then attract more smaller events into our Watertown History Center. So thank you for taking the time to listen and for your continued support.
Thank you, Melissa. There's a lot of good updates. Let's go to new business. One item this evening, and that is a committee appointment for your consideration.
I'll move to approve this Plan Commission appointment as presented.
Motion by Ritten, second by Licht. Questions? We need the roll. Can't remember. Voice, go ahead.
You want to do the roll? Ritten?
Aye.
Bart?
Aye.
Licht?
Aye.
Smith?
Aye.
Schmid?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Bromline?
Mr. Romline, do you have a vote on that one? I would go past him.
Davis?
Aye.
Lamby?
Aye.
Bromline?
There we go. Got it, thank you.
Motion passed, 9
Thank
to
you.
0.
All right, our next is the accounts payable. Is there a motion on the accounts? Motion by Mr. Romline, second by Mr. Wetzel. Discussion on the accounts? Megan?
Bromline? Davis?
Aye.
Lamby?
Aye.
Ritten?
Abstain.
Bart?
Aye.
Licht?
Aye.
Smith?
Aye.
Schmid?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Motion passed 8 to 0.
All right, our next is miscellaneous business. You have the payroll summary from July 27th to August 9th, and the July 2022 credit card purchases that exceed $10,000. Any questions or comments on those? All right. Then we have one license this evening. This is an application for a temporary Class B license for the Chamber of Commerce Wine Walk located at Rock Chimney and Fireplace at 216 South 3rd for September 8th from 4:30 to 8 p.m. Motion by Lampe. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Ritten. Discussion on this one? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oh, there he is. Anybody opposed? All right, let's go to ordinances then. Our first is ordinance 22-65. This pertains to 1020 East Main Street. They are looking to develop 1018 East Main into a parking lot for the principal land use of outdoor display. 1018 East Main Street is zoned two-family residential, and it's identified in our comp plan as having a future land use of two-family residential. Outdoor display is not an allowable use in the zoning district. This is here from me and the Plan Commission on the first reading.
I'd move to approve ordinance 2265.
Motion by Bartz, second by Mr. Smith. So this is a planned unit development, general development plan. We should have a lot more, Jacob's here in case we have questions, but there's a lot more content in the package. Yeah,
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules to combine the first and second reading of this ordinance.
I hear you. I'm thinking. Well, there's a motion on the table. Is it okay if we just let it? I think we're going to take a vote. Did you have something?
Well, an incidental motion is not something that needs to be made preliminary to its foundation, which is the passage of the first reading. I presume you want to suspend the rules for purposes of a second reading. That becomes only possible if the first reading passes, and that motion's on the floor. So an incidental motion like you are proposing is something that would be made upon the approval of the first reading.
Gotcha.
Thank you. So we're fine? Or do I need to call for a second?
You don't.
Okay. Are you fine letting that one go? Sorry.
I'll just retract it, it's
That may
fine.
have been my fault. Does anyone have questions on the ordinance that's presented?
So I do. So if it's in our plan as two-family residency, why all of a sudden the change to switch it to a parking lot, essentially, or some other such thing?
Yeah, so, I mean, that is the ask here, is to make that adjustment so that this business can expand. So the purpose, I think, in a simple way to answer is for the demolition of a home and the expansion of the single-family business or the small business located at that parcel. So it's Strong Automotive, they're right at the corner of Dewey and East Main, and they're just looking to expand their lot.
So are they asking, is the property owned by a private citizen who's going to sell? Or who's it owned
Does he own
by?
it now? He owns it.
Oh, so the owner of the business already owns the property? Okay, that makes a little bit more sense then.
Yep,
So-
good question. Any other comments on this one? All right, Megan.
Bart,
Aye.
Licht,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Schmid,
Aye.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Romline,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Lampy,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
Thank you. Now,
Well, I don't want to.
Go ahead.
I don't want to cut in, but I would make a motion to suspend the rules for the council to hear a second reading on this. The specific reason being that this is a construction-oriented development project, and it's very much tied to the ability to pave the parking lot during seasonable weather. If we were to delay this for another future meeting, it would make that problematic. So the motion to suspend the rules is for that purpose.
thank you. Is there a second to that?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Second by written. That is not debatable, but we do need a majority. Did I get- Two-thirds. Thank you. Can you take the roll, please?
Smith,
Aye.
Schmid,
Aye.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Romline,
He's an aye.
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Lampy,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Bart,
Aye.
Licht.
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
All right, thank you. So now we are at the second reading of this ordinance, or no?
At this point, I would make a motion for the second reading of proposed ordinance 2265.
Thank you. Motion by Smith.
I'll
Second
second.
by Written. Any discussion? Are you all tracking what's happening? Very good. We don't do it often, so I have to cue it myself in my own notes when we need to do it. Yes.
Sure. Was this notice to the residents as part of the
Yeah,
previous piece?
yep.
Correct, they do get, I think within 200 feet of the development, they get notice from the city.
So within 200 feet of the development, they get noticed about the adjustment.
Okay.
Good question. Anybody else on this one? All right, Megan.
Smith,
Aye.
Schmid,
Aye.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Romline,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Lampy,
Aye.
Witten.
Aye.
Bart,
Aye.
Licht.
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
Very good. Let's go to our next. This is ordinance 22-66. This is a ordinance that the Plan Commission is recommending to rezone 1611 East Main Street from single-family residential to planned office institutional. 1611 East Main was erroneously zoned single-family residential during the 2003 adoption of the city's zoning code. This is here from me and the Plan Commission on the first reading.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2266 on its first reading.
Motion by Ritten, second by Bartz. This is for Good Shepherd? So just an erroneous zoning, like it sounded like. So no changes, other than that, Good Shepherd Lutheran Church and School will be appropriately zoned.
Which one is that again?
On
Sorry.
East Main Street, kind of by the middle school.
Just before the bypass,
Right before the
as you're heading out of
bypass.
town,
Kitty corner to Glenwald Ford.
across from Greenwald.
All right, that way, all right.
Any other questions on this one? Megan?
Witten.
Aye.
Bart,
Aye.
Licht.
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Schmid,
Aye.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Romline,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Lampy.
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
All right, next is ordinance 22-67. This is a proposed ordinance that would amend our outdoor commercial entertainment land use activity areas to a setback of 75 feet from a residentially zoned property in the general business and rural holding zoning districts. Currently, that is a setback of 300 feet. This is here from me and the Plan Commission on the first reading.
I would move for the adoption of proposed ordinance 22-67 on its first reading.
Thank you. Motion by Smith, seconded by Mr. Wetzel. Discussion, yes.
When this came in our packet before it was a public hearing, I had questions. I was kind of curious to know what the impetus was for it, what the catalyst was. And I sent an email to Jacob late Friday afternoon, and he responded after hours Friday evening and helped me better understand what was going on with this particular ordinance proposal. I don't know if it would be helpful for other people, but I was curious to know, okay, what's the reason for going from 300 feet to 75 feet? And first of all, you told me that they had done lots of research, looked into other communities. There's a variety of different distances from 50 feet to others that are 300 feet to some communities don't even seem to specify the amount of feet from the outdoor commercial entertainment. But then he also mentioned that this was probably a catalyst to this was the Moose Lodge, which had already built an outdoor entertainment area, I guess you would call it. And they were looking to get a, let me see if I get this right, a permanent premise amendment license, and in doing so, realized that they were not 300 feet away from the residents. So I appreciated him telling me this because that let me know that this was a District 1 kind of situation. And so I had the opportunity this Saturday after I got that information to go and talk to a couple of the residents. Those were just really delightful conversations. And they told me that, first of all, they didn't know about the public hearing, but they just spoke so highly of the Moose Lodge and how neighborly they are and considerate they are. And so it was good for me to hear from them that they don't really have any concerns about this particular issue. But I did have a question, and the question comes from the code. It looks like we are amending one of the 3 regulations, but there are 2 others. And I don't know if we want to pull it up or take the time to do that. But the first regulation for outdoor commercial entertainment is the one that is being amended here from 300 feet to 75 feet. The other one has to do with a buffer yard with a minimum capacity of 0.8 along all borders of the property abutting residential zone property. And the third one is the one I really have a question about. It says, activity areas, including drive-in movie screens, shall not be visible from any residentially zoned property. And so my question is, it looks like from this ordinance that we're just amending the first one, which will change it from 300 feet to 75 feet. So am I correct in understanding the other 2 will still be in place? And am I also correct in understanding that when it says activity areas, it's speaking to any kind of outdoor entertainment that may be affixed to the Moose Lodge property, shall not be visible from any residential zone property? So does that mean, in plain language, that someone who's on the residential property shouldn't be able to see that outdoor entertainment area?
Jacob hemmed and hawed about coming. I'm glad he did, because I would have no good answer for you.
Once this is passed, the Moose Lodge would have to apply for a conditional use permit for outdoor commercial entertainment. Because this is not zoned central business, it cannot get that by right exemption for incidental to indoor commercial entertainment, which they have an indoor commercial entertainment conditional use permit. So they would have to comply under Wisconsin State Statute 62.23, paren 7, paren D, E, paren 1, I believe. They would have to,
You could have just made that up and we would know no difference.
That's amazing.
they would have to provide substantial evidence. So on their site plan, they would have to show some sort of fencing that would barricade that area off from to provide some sort of buffer yard. It doesn't have to be right up to that. They could put it up along the property line that would buffer them from the condos to the east. Any other questions?
I think it's,
Well, I think that's really helpful. And so just as a follow-up,
I just thought this would be good for us to spend some time talking about, because in our packet where this came before us, public hearing, there was a really good map that showed the zoning areas. And if I'm correct, that general business and rural holdings are pretty much on the perimeter of the city, right?
Correct, in the central
Yeah.
state trunk highway, or the old state trunk highway 26 now, North Church Street, that portion also has a considerable amount of general business, but for the most part, rural holding is to the very northwestern portion of the city by Farm and Fleet, and then the general business is mostly located along North Church, and then some down Main Street, east and west.
Because the code talks about examples, and some of the examples for an outdoor commercial entertainment is go-kart tracks, race tracks, and does it say amusement parks, driving range? So I just thought this would be good for us to discuss, because I think there is precedent in a lot of other communities to go from 300 feet to 75 feet. But then my thinking was, if we go to 75 feet, it would, if those other two regulations are still on the books, then you still have a protection then there for the residents then, as far as the third one that says it can't be visible. So there's still some barriers built in if those are still left as they are now.
Correct.
Yeah. Did you have something?
I had some questions, and can I back way up?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so can you explain to me what an outdoor commercial entertainment setback is designed to do?
It's to negate any nuisance that could occur from the land use. So a setback would, for most outdoor commercial entertainments, to keep noise and then also sight, which is the purpose of the buffer yard, but it's mostly to keep away noise.
Okay, so we talked about the Moose Lodge a lot, but this applies to every business that has one of these type of commercial outdoor entertainment situations,
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
Am I correct about that? Okay, so I don't know if you can answer this question, but I'm not sure how closely we enforce the 300-foot previous ordinance or not, and you don't have to answer that question. I did also look at the minutes from the Planning Commission, and I noticed the variety of different numbers in there, from 300 down to nothing. So I was curious why 75 was chosen. I think I got my answer in the previous discussion. So do you believe 75 feet is enough?
I do. I don't, the amount of general business that actually abuts residential property is pretty minimal. This doesn't apply to neighborhood business zoning districts, where that would be a bigger issue. And most of the general business properties are a larger acreage in the first place. So I don't see this being an issue for general business. And I do believe that 75 feet would be appropriate. It's between Jefferson, Fort Atkinson, which are at 50 feet, and then Cross Plains, which is at 100 feet. So it's a good mix in between there.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Questions? Any other questions for Jacob?
I had a question. You just mentioned in answering Alder Licht, you said in the general business area. I'm thinking last year we had the issue with the boxing and the Globe. Is that in a certain area that's different?
So for central business, it's 50 feet. There was, since relatively after Mayor McFarland became mayor, I was allowed to kind of start getting onto the packets for liquor license. And there was an issue with the liquor licensing when that was granted. It's supposed to be 50-foot setback. However, they didn't enforce that 50-foot setback when they did the premising on the license. And once you get a premises, you can't revoke a premises, from my understanding, under liquor licensing. So that kind of threw everything off. So there was no 50-foot buffer yard like there was supposed to be along the residential property lines to the west of that property, 210 West Main Street, or west or south water, I should say. So that was the issue there for some of it, was the the application of the setback wasn't applied in a different committee level. But that's been fixed since then.
Other questions?
I guess to build upon what Alderman Davis had to say with regard to specified uses here, I mean, there are a number of uses that are enumerated, but one of them is not outdoor performance or a band, and that seems to be the use that's most typically involved there. So I guess I would make perhaps a suggestion for a future revision to cite some of the more frequent uses that we're going to see this ordinance used with.
Yeah. Jot that down.
Yes. Will do.
We've been trying to do that with some of our special event stuff, just making it more relevant. A lot of times we adopt these codes from other municipalities. We've been trying to put in examples that are more relevant to us, so it makes sense.
And we did amend our temporary assembly ordinance a while back that just pretty much references back to special events and public events. So otherwise, we were regulating at a level that we weren't even enforcing.
Anything else for Jacob? Thank you, Jacob. It was very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Megan, you take the roll.
Smith? Smith?
Aye.
Schmidt?
Aye.
Wetzel?
Aye.
Romline?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Lampy?
Aye.
Britton?
Aye.
Barth?
Aye.
Licht?
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
All right, thank you. Our next is, again, comments from citizens present. Seeing none, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Motion by Schmidt, seconded by Mr. Wetzel. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.